Imagine this. You can create a product once, upload it to Etsy, and sell it over and over without shipping, without inventory, without stress. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it is not. Digital products are exploding on Etsy in 2025, from planners to templates, from trackers to art prints. Buyers are hunting for products they can download instantly. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to create, upload, and sell digital products on Etsy, even if you're a total beginner. By the end, you'll know exactly how to turn your ideas into a passive income stream. Why digital products sell? First, let's talk about why digital products are perfect for 2025. No shipping, no inventory, no returns. Sometimes they are, sometimes people want a little bit to change something, but it's not returns in usual way. The cup will not be sent back to you because it was broken by the delivery service. Yes, your PNG for this cup may be a little bit faulty, or someone would want to change some colors, or if you're using dates, maybe they give you the wrong date and they will kindly ask you to change this date, but this whole process will not be like for 2 weeks long or more, depending where was your shipment, especially if you are shipping across the world. You create once your digital download and sell it forever. Actually, not forever, but as long as your design is appealing to people, as long as there is need for that design, it will sell. From my experience, there are two types of designs. First ones, they are not selling just because you didn't win the competition, just because maybe your first image is not that good, or which is more common, especially if you've been in the market for a long period of time. You know that sometimes keywords are vanishing. The interest to those keywords is not there. It's not your fault. It's not anybody else's fault. But overall, if you found your evergreen niche, it will work literally for years. And that's what we want to do, because everyone knows that there are trends. Things are sailing. There are some huge events, huge holidays, or seasonal things. Of course, there always, but we will want to focus in those evergreen niches. We want to have that steady income, and the store products are there for that. Plus, the demand is huge. People want instant solutions, printable planners, budgeting sheets, social media templates, and more. Even better, digital products have low competition in niches that aren't oversaturated. And if you've been here, we on this channel talked a lot about different niches. Some of those were evergreen, some of those were trendy niches. You see that the dates of videos are somewhat brand new, and we've talked for years on this channel about niches, because I find it the most interesting way to understand what's going on there, and I really wanted to talk with you about those niches and dive even deeper what's going on. And from my point of view, whether we're talking about digital downloads, as we think on Amazon, on your shop on Amazon or in Etsy, of course, things as unfortunately Redbubble and TeePublic, they are too old to be true and to be good. Things are pretty well are doing on Etsy, and that is what we want to know today. So, what does it mean that the niche is not oversaturated? That means with the right keywords, you can start making sales fast. And here's the kicker: Etsy shoppers trust digital downloads. They expect quality, convenience, and instant access. Of course, sometimes there is some time gap for a couple of hours, which they should be waiting for their digital download to appear within their purchase on their Etsy account. This really means instant comparing to physical products, shipping of which could take weeks, especially if the process of making the product is quite long. If you give that, you're already ahead of most of sellers. So, how do you decide what to sell first? I know that many of you who are in this video just opened your very first Etsy shop, or you just moved from other platforms and consider Etsy as your new home to sell things which you adore, which you create. Congratulations. And now we'll talk a little bit about those steps, how to choose your first products. And we've talked prior in videos about those 43 listings. We've talked very briefly how to utilize those 44 listings. You can watch a video, and I said that it would be really great for you not to upload your very first photo products the same. Choose like at least 10 different sub niches or niches. Even better, upload 40 completely different products, maybe similar that with completely different keywords, create those 40 different products. This is crucial. And now we'll talk how to choose those even 40 first products to sell on Etsy. Step number one: brainstorm niches you know or love. I into organization, teaching, fitness, weddings, maybe. Anything can be turned into a digital product. Step number two, which is even more important because doing what you love is important, but research demand. Go to Etsy, type your idea, check the number of listings, and read the reviews. Are people buying? Are they leaving good feedback? And as I've talked a lot on this channel, choosing any software is all good when you understand how those software are working. Because if 100 of you will see one niche on that software and all of you will upload the same product, guess what? The niche is already crushed, and only a couple of you will see good sales, which means like those softwares sometimes, not always bad, sometimes can create that high demand amongst creators. Sometimes this is good, but for most times you will not see instant sales. Step number three: pick a product you can realistically create. Don't overcomplicate. Start with something small, a 5-page planner, a simple printable, or a logo template. Step number four: validate your idea. Before uploading, ask yourself, why would I buy this? If the answer is yes, and you understand why would you buy this, chances are someone else will too. Now the fun part: making your digital product. Tools you can use are various. Some use Canva, some use Photoshop, Illustrator, or even Google Slides. It is really up to you. Keep it simple. Clean designs sell better than complicated layouts. From the very first glance, in 1-2 seconds, like compare this to the attention which is there on TikTok. You really need to grab that attention with the first image in a second. And people have already in that 1 or 2 seconds understand what you're selling and be wowed. Tip number 2, include multiple file types if possible. PDF, PNG, JPEG, or options more bias happy. And don't forget to add those words to your title and description. This is clearly important because sometimes there is a huge difference. Tip number 3, make it visually appealing. We've talked about this, we'll talk about this again. Use mockups to show the product in real time. In real life, people need to imagine using it. For example, for planners, trackers, on templates, make them editable if you can. Editable products are higher perceived value and can sell at a higher price. And probably you've seen a lot. People who are selling prints for t-shirts, they are usually using the same templates for their product, digital product, as people who are selling regular t-shirts. I don't think that we should talk exactly about how to upload to Etsy because this thing of the product strategy is the same on every single platform. You just go into Etsy shop dashboard, click and add in a listing, and uploading the digital file. Yes, of course, completing whole steps and choosing things takes time, but in the future, you just can copy those listings and things will get faster to you. But what's more important is to talk about keywords and press strategy. And let's do that. Of course, you have to write a strong title with keywords. So, for example, instead of Planner 2025, use Undated Digital Planner for Students and Entrepreneurs PDF. But even that title isn't strong enough. You can choose different strategies. We'll talk a little bit more about the strategies on this channel, but my current strategy and things which was and is working through years is to add as much keywords as possible. Yes, the first like 30 characters, maybe 50 characters, should be appealing to a person, and that even may not will be the strongest and most iterated keyword. That thing should sell, and everything that comes after this thing will be mainly for robots. Because yes, people might read the whole couple of lines you've wrote, but mostly they will not. So you want to utilize those symbols pretty well, and especially don't forget about description and tags. Be detailed. Look at your product from different eyes, from different customer eyes, and choose those keywords for tags and description. And let's talk about the price. Most beginners are the price, and they may be your strategy, but don't, if for example you are thinking about the very first 43 listings, how to utilize them, and you just open your shop, or it's you just very few steps on the platform. If you are choosing the enterprise strategy, do this for couple, not most strongest products you have. Yes, this is a good strategy to see which things are selling fast. Maybe that will be a competitive advantage. But just remember that there are some things as sales. You could choose sales for different kinds of products. For some products within your shop, for whole products line that you have. And I find this strategy is better because sales work. And if you want to have your like even 90% sale, if the digital product first price was like $5 or $6, you understand that The actual price will be very appealing for people, and seeing that price may will give you even more customers because people don't feel that the cheapest price is fair price. They usually think something is weird, maybe the product isn't good enough because they're selling this product for that very cheap price. And that is a little bit tricky thing to think about. You do you, but like recommending choosing different pricing strategies and adding those sales to your products is always a great idea. And let's dive in a little bit more into keywords and talk quickly about them. So, you have to choose the right keywords. Again, we've talked about it. And SEO is everything, it's everywhere in our everyday's life. Primary, long tail keywords, title, tags, description. Everyone is talking about that. But what's more? What can you do more to have more sales? Of course, social media. You've seen strong cases where people have their Instagram, Pinterest, or even TikTok pages and they're selling their products really fast. I believe that you maybe even seen those cases on YouTube when people are just sharing this story or what they are selling within their Etsy shops. And they're just talking about challenges, ups and downs, and they included the link to their Etsy shop for people just to stare, to dive in into their products, and finally, someone will want to buy something from you because this is how it works. It Takes a Village is not only about family, it's also about fans and support from people you will never met and will never will. Update and improve. If your product isn't selling, tweak the title, tags, or mockups. Small changes can make big difference. And this is a thing, and we've talked about this on the video about starting your very first Etsy shop with 43 listings. If things aren't working for a couple of months, that is time for you to change something, to rethink your strategy for this very listing. And this is important because nothing will change if you've not reached the blue ocean yet. This is always like that. If you don't see any signs of sales for a couple of months, that is a great chance for you to reconsider. Yes, if you uploaded like even 40, 50 very similar products within one niche, even within one keyword, that is one strategy because you're just trying to be everywhere. Yeah, like especially when we've talked on this channel about very small niches, for example, for 500 to 1000 of search, from which probably third part are real products for these keywords. Those small niches, if you try to overcome and utilize every single person who is searching with that keyword, yes, you could choose this strategy. You can upload as many listings with that one keyword and be everywhere. So people will have no other chances to that interested in that topic, in that product to buy from you because you literally delivered all possible designs, products within that keywords, and they have no choice. They want the product, you are there with different types of such products, and that's it. Like, imagine that you are coming to a shop and want to buy probably a t-shirt. What's going then if all from, for example, 200 t-shirts are yours? You really don't care which one t-shirt someone will buy because they will eventually buy a t-shirt because they want a t-shirt. So that strategy is somewhat too much sometimes, but it's working. Let's go to another step and talk about scaling. When you've made the very first steps on uploading and selling your digital products, you really want more because investing such amount of time and effort and your work really has to be converted to really money because that is how that exchange works. After work, you want to see some results of your work. And in this material world, it's always money. So imagine that out of those 40 products, or doesn't matter from how amount of those products, you have some sales. What you can do next? If you see that, as we've talked prior about those overflooding strategies, if you can imagine similar products to yours within that keyword which you think your product is selling, do that. Add more products in the same niche. After that, it will be really easy for you, like you've had one product and you've created for the similar ones. It will be really easy for you to create bundles. And even if you created one bundle, don't stop there, create a couple more ones because someone will click when the first page of your product will be, for example, orange. Someone will want black and white ones. Someone will choose different color schemes, and that is completely normal. People are different and they love different things, and that is why we are trying to utilize our single listing. And of course, if it is possible, offer seasonal versions of your product or themed variations. With seasonal products, it is a really great thing that Etsy helps us as sellers to utilize those seasonal sales without paying too much money because the listing is alive for 4 months. So, for example, creating that product 2.5 months before the high season for some special event is a really great idea, and you can say that this listing will not be prolonged and you will not even have to bother whether that listing is deactivated or not because Etsy will do that for you. And what is the most beautiful thing of digital products? You create once and sell multiple times. Over time, your Etsy shop becomes a passive income. Enjoy, keep track of what it sells, learn from buyer feedback, and continuously improve your products. That is how top Etsy sellers grow in 2025. So there you have it. A complete beginner guide to selling digital products on Etsy in 2025. Remember, start simple, focus on quality, and use keywords to get noticed. Your first sale could come faster than you think. If this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below with the digital product you're going to create first. Your Etsy journey is just beginning. Now go make it happen.